I would say, though I am discussing a very old dasha, but in our SCG this dasha is not discussed so far. So I think this is a new ground which we have. You will find that kindly assist. The idea is that we learn this new technique. Again, I say it is not a new technique, it is a basic technique. But we are not using it because of variety of reasons. Now, because computers have come, to calculate this, there is no problem. Because we are now on computer making very tedious calculations. Method of Amsa Ayur. You will remember all Jatak Granthas have one chapter, Ayurveda. And in Ayurveda, there are the main chars. Pinda Ayurveda, Ayur, and Amsa Ayur. And generally, what is the belief that if we calculate dasha period of these two dashas, particularly Pinda Ayurveda or Amsa Ayurveda, then that is a total span of the life of the person. So this is a Ayurveda. Far from this is not the case. Because no Jatak Grantha has tried to calculate Maraka by these dashas. Because Arishta Marka are always given in separate chapters. So naturally, if in Ayurveda chapter any dasha is discussed, how it is connected with directly with that? So this is a wrong assumption. Suppose if Amsa Ayur some hot cycle comes 54 years, then this is not the span of life of 54 years. It is the first cycle of that dasha of 54 years. Such type of problems and techniques we will try to learn in this class, number 1. Number 2, I will try to give a very simple method to calculate this dasha. Of course, still you have to make some calculations. Even in Vishoti dasha, if you calculate, you have to do some calculations. Here also you have to do some calculations. But I have given 3 tables. With the help of 3 tables, lot of calculations would be avoided. Of course, now let us come. What are the requirements? And first I will discuss what are our focal basic points which we should remember. On those basic points, our dasha is calculated. During our conference here, lot of attention is paid on Kal Chakra dasha. Vinshoti dasha and dasha. Now today we are trying to devote some time on dasha. On the basis of which Kal Chakra dasha and Vinshoti dasha are developed. So we cannot ignore Amsa Ayur. Basically, this is a Kendra Graha dasha. Kendra Graha dasha. What we are teaching us number of Kendra. This is a basic dasha. Another thing you will say, why I am not taking Kendra dasha instead of why I am using Amsa Ayur. Because Barahan just a rate that Satyachar says that the results are not available, proper results are not coming out by Pinda Ayur dasha. And Amsa Ayur dasha gives very good results. And then Barahamir goes on to say, I agree with him.
So it means
Parashar teaches us this dasha. Satyachar and Barahamir says that they are getting good results. I think it is
that's right. Number one. Number two,
whenever
we are choosing any dasha, first thing our anamsha should be correct. If
our anamsha is not correct,
things can be for not name here, but some astrologers in India using different kind of dashas.
and
See their articles, we have learnt a lot of astrology from them, but they don't dare to go beyond Navamsha. Why? Because as soon as they will go to beyond Navamsha, the whole thing goes tipsy-turvy. We are following Lahari Anamsha, but Lahari Anamsha is not a true Chitra Pakshi Anamsha.
longitude of Chitra nakshatra, Chitra star, it is in the Lahari ephemery as 5 Rashi, 59 degrees, 57 minutes. No, sorry, 59 minutes, 3 seconds. If Lahari ephemery is giving us true Chitra Pakshi Anam, then the longitude of Chitra star should be 180 degrees. It is obvious. If it is not 180 degrees, then there is slight correction. So here, in Lahari ephemery, we have to make a correction of 57 seconds. This means whatever longitudes we are getting using Lahari ephemery, those longitudes should be increased by 57 minutes. Simple. Oh, sorry, 57 seconds. And you know, in Kalchakra Dasha, sometimes 1 minute difference creates a difference of 6 months. In Kalchakra Dasha, sometimes 1 minute difference creates a difference of 6 months. And in Ansharu Dasha, this can create a difference of 12 years. That we will see. So first thing that we must use our proper Anamsha. All of us agree that we should use Chitra Pakshi Anamsha. So we must see that what is the anomaly between Chitra Pakshi and Lahari Anamsha. Lahari Anamsha was adopted for a calendar purpose, to fix an era. The problems are different. And for astrologers, the problems are different. Lahari, Dr. Meghnad Shah was a great scientist, but he was giving us a Indian calendar. For calendar, they are fixing a date, which is verifiable. So they have fixed that era. And they are very careful. And they do not say this. They say this is a zero Anamsha year. Or zero Anamsha. They don't say zero Anamsha day. They say zero Anamsha year. Because they are careful. They know what they are doing. Because they are not, and secondly, they have nothing to do with astrology. They are not making a star as a reference point, but vernal equinox point as a star reference point. So that is one thing. I have written an article on it. I have given some people. I have 2 copies that I can give you. You can read it and make your own. Now another point which we must parameter. I will say parameter. We should always remember. Parashar gives the definition of the ascending point and ascending sign. What is that situation? He says that actually the intersection of joytic and ecliptic is the ascending, rising degree. And that rising degree and the sign in which that rising degree of fire is a ascending sign. Secondly, in Arsh Jyotish, we do not define MC as the middle point of the 10th house. So this we have to be remembered. Whenever we are following the Varga chart, we have to follow Yugal house division, one sign, one bhava. Otherwise, we are not will be able to analyze our Varga charts. So this point we have to remember. You see, in subsequent versions of Parashar Horashastra, some people have introduced the one chapter. Sitaram Jha has not introduced. But Devendra Jha has two, one in which Tajik method of bhav formation has been included. So that method is not a question that much is wrong. There is another way of looking at that.
But it is only limited for Varshakumara chapter.
No, you see, they have
people assume that it is
added. So first thing is we have to remember, full one sign, the bhava is confined to a sign. It never extends a sign. So this principle we have to remember, because here we are discussing Amsa Ayur Dasha. So after saying this, now let us see what is this Amsa Ayur Dasha. We have, during our last 5-6 days, we have discussed you see, Bhattotpal is the famous commentator of the Baramir. Had he not written the commentary, I think Baramir may not have been that famous, because nobody would have known the worth and value of his works. So what Bhattotpal says, that there are three main parameters for Phalit. Vatavod, Graha, Rashi, Bha. Graha, Rashi and Bha. Graha is a seed. Whatever we are doing in this work, whatever our remnant karmas are there, that planets take to our next birth. Bhava is like a ground where that bija is sown and sprouted. And Rashi acts as a manure, as the atmosphere, which gives the assistance to Graha to sprout and develop. So keeping this in view, our rishis have given us three kinds of dasha. Graha dasha. All these Kendari dasha are Graha dasha. Then they have given Rashi dasha. Mr. Sanjay Rath is teaching us Rashi dasha. And then there is Nakshatra dasha. You see, what is happening when we are using Nakshatra dasha, then Nakshatra dasha is always interpreted with the help of the Graha dasha. So we think this is a Graha dasha. Basically, Vishruti dasha is not a Graha dasha. It is a Nakshatra dasha. Mr. Andrews Foss has presented his paper in the morning session, and he says, Lagn Kendari Graha Dasha, what they indicate, Karses and bad karma. I would say karma. Whether it is a good karma or bad karma, all will sprout with the Graha. Why it is said, Karses and bad karma? Because whatever good is coming in the life, we are able to see with the Rashi Dasha and Graha Dasha. But what is bad is coming to see, that is more evident from the Kendari Dasha. So basically what happens is, there is a technique to find out what type of karma is sprouting, at which age, and then how we are going to use it, whether we are happily or unhappily make use of that karma. That is indicated by other dasha. So, sir, little bit. So, Pindarayu, now, as we have told you, Pindarayu or Nasarga and Amsa Ayur, there are three dashas are indicated by Parashar and as well as Brahmir in chapter 7 of that chapter. Says Satyachar and Akarvana are of the view that Amsa Ayur method yields better result compared to Pindarayu dasha. Now, let us see what is Amsa Ayur dasha. Amsa Ayur dasha is based on placement of the planet and lagna ascending degree in Navamsha. In Navamsha. Sure. Placement of planet and ascending sign in Navamsha. That gives you the. So if it is in Aries Navamsha, it gives you 1 year of age. If it is in the Prashnavamsha, it gives you 2 years of age. If it is in the Karnavamsha, it gives you 4 years. If it is a Meen Navamsha, it gives you 12 years of age.
So you take any planets
Any planet.
and put it in
Yes,
Navamsha,
sir,
then decide the year.
put my horoscope.
Yes.
It is proportionate. I will just here you see a Navamsha chart. Yes. Here you see moon. Moon is in Rashi chart. Here moon is in Vrash Rashi. So moon is giving 1 full year and 2 part year, depending upon the placement of the moon in the Navamsha portion. Okay. Let us see the Lagna. Lagna is Kanya. Navamsha is 1. So it is giving 0 year and few months. Okay. See the Jupiter. Jupiter is in Kumbha. So it is giving 10 years, 10 plus.
But depending on Navamsha.
Navamsha portion. See Saturn, 5 plus. So each planet and ascendant can maximum, it can give 12 years. Maximum, yes, it can give 12 years. So it can be from 0 years to 12 years. Here is the important. If a planet is in Sandhi, Navamsha Sandhi, 12 and 1 year, so from 12 years, if 1 minute difference can make it 0 year.
But it can be also up to 9 months.
Beg pardon?
It can be up to 9 months.
Why? We are going, there are 12 Navamsha. One Rashi contains 9 Navamsha. But here we are not considering Rashi. We are saying in absolute term, in which Navamsha sign planet is placed.
Yes, but if it is, let's say, it has 10 years and up to 9 months.
12 years maybe.
12 years maximum and 9 months.
No, 12. No, 12, 0 to 12 years. You see, just see.
But then when you say moon, for example,
Moon
let's say,
is the
1 year.
second Rashi.
Yes.
So 1 plus.
Yes, 1 year plus maximum 9 months. So it is 9 Navamsha.
No, 1 year. 1 year. 1 year. One Navamsha give 1 year. So if Graha would be in his Navamsha 3 degree 20 minutes, then it gives 1 year complete. Yes, sir. There is a table. Just I will just show you. No, I will just show you. Here, just. If planet is at 0 degree, then it gives 0 year. If planet is 3 degree 20 minutes, it gives 1 year. If 6 degree 40 minutes, it gives 2 years. Then just see the Navamsha portion. If it is 0 degree, 0 year. If suppose it is 5 minutes, it gives 9 days. If 10 minutes, it gives 18 days. I have made it table so that you can easily calculate.
3 degree 20 minutes, 3 degree 20 minutes would give 1 year. So proportionally, and every Navamsa has 20 minutes. So that 20 minutes are to be, by ratio proportion, has to be reduced from 1 year.
So 200 minutes means 1 year.
1.
So it is the minutes.
Okay.
Now I was thinking of proportion periods.
Rahu and Ketu does not have any dasha period in this. Now you will say why in Vimshotri there is Rahu Ketu. Why here is not? There is a reason. Because Rahu does not give you your karma. Rahu give you, Rahu and Ketu makes you to feel the crunches of your karma. They do not give you the karma. Karma is given by the planets and the ascendant on. Because this is the Graha Rashi. And in Graha Rashi, Rahu and Ketu have played no role as such. That is why they have not given it.
No light, no light.
No body, no years.
No.
Whichever is.
In all Kendra Dasha, Rahu Ketu has not been given Dasha. Only in Moon Dasha, based on Vimshotri, then you bring Rahu in. Otherwise, in all Kendra Dasha, Rahu Ketu are not. So, the whole thing looks very simple. That every planet can give maximum 12 ways depending upon its Navamsa placement, including ascendant. So there are 8 planets. So maximum those planets, maximum dasha can give 12 into 8, 96 years. And this is called a Sanskrit dasha period. A Sanskrit means which is not refined, which is not corrected.
Needs correction.
This needs correction. Now, for ascendant, for correction, there is different rules for ascendant and for saving planets. First, we will discuss about the ascendant. Whatever dasha is calculated for the ascendant with the method of the Navamsa, it cannot be reduced. It can be increased also. If condition suits. So what are those conditions? Lagna should be strong. Lagna should be in a auspicious. Lagna should be in auspicious influence. Once and Lagna has a good Shadvala. If Lagna has a good Shadvala and in auspicious conditions, then naturally Lagna, the Ayurda given by Lagna would be increased, and that Ayurda would be increased based on the D1 chart, Rashi chart. Here we have calculated from the Navamsa. Now increase in, we will go by Rashi chart. And again, Mesh Rashi would contribute 1 year, Vrash Rashi would contribute 1 year, 2 years. If suppose Lagna is in Vrash Rashi, then 1 plus something. If Lagna is the mean Rashi, 11 plus something. Here Navamsa has not to play any role. Sir, bring that. Sorry. Okay. Kindly show the Shadval. Shadval. But Lagna Shadval is not there.
Others can please here travel to come to. So, others not come.
Shadvala of Lagna has not come.
No,
Not yet.
not
It is 472. It is adequate, sir. Lagna is occupied by a strong moon.
हाउस तो देखिए हाउस गलत तो नहीं सकते
नहीं ठीक है फर्स्ट हाउस को
नहीं वो स्टार्टिंग और एंडिंग हाउस सेट करते हैं ना सेट इसमें आप सेट नीचे हाउस पे है
No, it is enough for us. It is not that suksham. 472 is the Lagna Vala. It is enough for us. Because here we are only to compare. And moon is sitting in the Lagna, powerful moon, and in Navamsha Lagna, Venus is sitting. So it is adequately strong. So we can increase the. Now here you see, this is the 6th Rashi. So increase would be 5. Now just see, here we take the help of Dudamsha. This is giving 12 months. And there is 12 Dudamsha. So if in the first Dudamsha, 1 month, second Dudamsha, second month, like this. So I have again prepared a second table for it. You can straight away calculate from it. Just lift from that. You have not to make any mental calculations. Just would you show just here. Another table. Here is the table of Dudamsha. Here this is the Lagna degree. Here is the Lagna degree. So you see 0 gives 0 degree, 0 minute, 0 second, it gives 0 year. 2 degree, 30 seconds, 1 month, like that. So from this table you can calculate. So now we have decided that whatever dasha period obtained from the Navamsha for ascendant would be increased by this method. So and the correction, this is the only correction is to be done for ascendant. Ascendant, whatever dasha, again I will repeat, ascendant dasha would not be decreased, it can only be increased. And there is only one correction. Okay. Now, yes sir.
Month may be of 30 days or 1 day if the month is there.
You see, one Dudamsha, 2 degree, 30 minutes. Yes. We should not go by English. It is 30 days. 30 days. And as a matter of fact, I tell you one thing. It is the degree of the sun. 30 degrees of the sun. Again, basically, it is coming to 365 days. Just for the sake of, let us not come into the trap of Savan Mantha. You see, this is a trap for Savan. So, let us not, it is a sun degree, one sun degree, it is moving. Because Parashar says Varsha means seasonal. We have to take the seasons, you see. So, I am not, you see, Savan degree, Savan month has a different connotation, which is, I think, misunderstood. So, but I do not want to go into that controversy. If there is one my article, sunrise on the Hora site, our Hora site, you can read that article. There I try to give you all these, what are the Savan days, what are the Hora days, and all those things are there. So it is a 1 degree of the sun, as a matter of fact. So now let us come what corrections are required in all the other saving parameters. Rectification of basic period of premise. Sir, I have told you that I am explaining you the old things which you are not following. I am not inventing any new method, but the method which you are not using, the method which is powerful, you are ignoring. So that method I am trying to put before you in a simpler manner. That's all. So whether you follow anything, okay? You see Parashar Hora Shastra, you say anything, but one thing is there, because there is a lot of confusion, so I have read number of books and try to give you a agreement.
Yes. So, first called Chakrapat Haram reduction. So there are two types of reductions and two types of increases, you see. So what procedure I have suggested, कि first you reduce the dasha period and then you increase. This is called Chakrapat reduction. What happens? Whenever any planet is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12th houses, he loses some portion of his dasha. If any planet is in first house, second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house and sixth house, it does not lose any dasha period. So that is why Chakrapat Dharana. So half of the chakra, if planets are there, and again there are two types of planets, malefic and benefic. Which are the malefic planets? Saturn, Mars and Sun. Which are the benefic? Moon, Mercury, Jupiter and Venus. Waning moon and Mercury associated with malefic will also be considered as a benefic planet. So Shastra is very clear about it. Okay. Now, if malefic in 12th house, it loses his full entire life. If I would not say Ayu, Dasha. Yeah. Just to avoid confusion. If it is in 11th house, 1 half. In 10th house, 1/3. In 9th house, 1/4. In 8th, 1/5. In 7th, 1/6. Benefic would lose half. 1 half, 1/4, 1/6, 1/8, 1/10, 1/12. That is the first rule. Another rule is, suppose in 7th house there are two planets. Who will lose? Who is the strongest in Shadvala? Who is the strongest in Shadvala? Second planet would not, both the planets would not lose. Only one planet will lose, who is most strong. Whether benefic or malefic, does not matter. You see the Shadvala and go ahead. Now, here is one implication. If malefic is sitting in the 12th house and he loses his dasha, it means his main dasha would not come. He loses entire period. So there are 7 planets, one planet dasha may go off if it is sitting in 12th. Number 2, one caution I would give. This does not mean that that planet would not give antardasha. Because the rule for antardasha are different and rule for giving dasha period, main dasha period is different. Okay? Now, I think there were 2 more corrections for explanation and I will be coming. Srivastava, let us not interrupt. First, because then I will be, no, don't, let us be very frank. First complete. When we will complete it, then. Okay. Yes, sir.
I have one query which I forgot to ask. We saw that the Lagna
Yes.
Sharma.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, this
Huh.
inner Sharma.
Yes.
So we accepted whatever. Suppose it has very like Sharma,
Then it would not lose. His dasha would not increase. Again we remember, if ascendant is getting some dasha period from Navamsha method, that dasha period cannot be reduced. If ascendant is strong and is in the influence of benefic planets, then his dasha period can increase with the help of D1 chart. Because D9 has already given, contributed.
D9 is undisputed. That's
okay. But dasha would never be decreased.
That's right. That's no matter.
But for planets, first there is a decrease and then increase. Now, sir. Now there are 2 reductions which Mr. Srivastava was mentioning. One reduction on account of the planet placement in enemy sign and combustion with the sun. When planet is in an enemy sign and combustion with the sun, it loses 1/3 of the system. When planets are direct in motion, first remember, planet should be in a direct in motion and is in enemy side. Only then its strength is reduced by 1/2. 1/2. No, sorry, 1/3. But if planet is retrograde and even in enemy sign, it does not lose any strength. In the case of Mars, if Mars even in enemy sign, it does not lose the strength.
He is known as Vakra.
Secondly, Moon does not lose because Moon does not have any. So Mars and Moon does not lose any strength. Mars and Moon does not lose any strength. Secondly, when planets are in combustion, when planet is in combustion, they loses the length, but Saturn and Venus never loses. It is the exception. Saturn and Venus. And secondly, Mercury, when in retrogression, it also does not lose. So Mercury is direct and combust. It loses the strength. Mercury when is so you see why it is happening. Let us try to understand it.
Retrograde planet has 3 times the strength, so man.
No.
That is why.
It is very near to the earth.
Yeah. Okay.
This is Sun. This is Earth. Here is Mercury. Only then it will be retrograde. So it is very near. So the question of losing strength does not arise. When Mercury would be here and combust, then it loses the strength. Okay. But why Saturn and Venus direct and combust do not lose the strength? I do not know the reason.
So they are not fitted to the combust. I mean, railway research which says Saturn and Venus are combust. They are not treated like combustion.
Okay. So if Saturn is combust, it is not treated as a combust.
From the point of view, it is influence. That is one of the research.
Okay. So this is the if planet is in a okay. I do not know the reason. So
I also don't know the reason.
okay. But this is the reduction on account of placement of the enemy sign and combustion with Sun. So the reduction is 1/3. Sir, here I have given that in this table. Natural enemy planets, and then here I have given the table for combustion, which is required. Okay. A little bit more. One thing more, sir, both the reduction would not be applied simultaneously. If a planet is suffering the reduction on account of 2 reasons, only from one reason it would be applied. Suppose planet is in combustion and also in enemy sign. Then you say, okay, reduce it 1/3 and 1/3. No, only 1/3 would be reduced. So reduction would be done only one account of it, not both the accounts.
It's the maximum, no?
1/3.
It's not maximum.
1/3. 1/3 is only. Now come to the increase. Okay, here, in case Moon, Mercury and Jupiter are combust, then 1/2. Mercury, if it is in the enemy sign, then 1/3. If it is combust, 1/2. So maximum we will take. Suppose a planet is combust and as well as in enemy sign, then we will take 1/2. Yes, sir. Now take Vriddhi, increase. Increase is by 2 reasons. The third period will be increased 3 times if planet is exaltation and retrograde. If planet is exaltation or retrograde, the third period will be increased 3 times. That again that is why it is always coming 3 times. I will give you the reason why 3 times. Here is the Sun. Here is the Earth. Suppose planet is here. planet would be retrograde. And if planet is here, it is combust or very fast. Here it is a At Bakri. At Bakri. Here, retrograde. In between, mean speed. So from this position it becomes 3 times stronger. So this may be the various reasons working for that. In any case, if planet is in exaltation, so if a person having number of planets in exaltation, naturally Dasha period would increase. If it becomes Bakri, Dasha period would increase. Again, this 3 times. If planet, that's enough. If planet is in own sign, own Navamsha, Bhargottam Navamsha, and own Drikana, any planet, then it would be increased 2 times. Again, increase would be on account of only one. If planet is retrograde, then I think you have not to go for next issue 3 times. Because planet Dasha period cannot be increased more than 3 times for one reason only. So again remember, if planet is in exaltation or if planet is retrograde, the Dasha period would be increased 3 times. If planet is in own house, planet is in own Navamsha, Bhargottam Navamsha, or own Dakrana, the Dasha period can be increased 2 times. Now we come to another thing. In this method, suppose we have calculated the Dasha period of all the planets. And I think with the help of the tables which I have given and this formula, even if you dare get for some computer program, it is very easy to calculate.
It calculation manually by hand.
Right. Correct.
This is a simple calculation, it can be by citizen.
Yes.
Because I have been doing 17 years ago, I calculate it.
Now, come here. You have calculated the Dasha period of Lagna and of all the 7 planets, and then you see, when we calculate straight away from Navamsha, it is called Asanskrit Dasha, and when we, after applying all corrections, it is called Sanskrit Dasha, final defined Dasha. So after calculating Sanskrit Dasha, now the question comes, what is going to be the order? What is going to be the order of the planet? Which Dasha comes first? Which Dasha comes second? So here again we will see, we have 3 parameters, as in all Kendari Dasha. We take Lagna, we take moons, we take sun, and see which of them is the strongest. Again remember, Satyacharya is very particular about it. You say Lagna Bhava, you say Lagna Bhava, moon and sun. You are not seeing the moon sign or sun sign. Be very careful. Those bhavas are not to be seen. You have to see the strength of the moon, you have to see the strength of the sun, and on Lagna Bhava. You have a host of methods calculating it. Just try to assess which is the most strong. First of all, you have to see Shadval. Shadval is because Shadval takes into account number of factors. And then, still you are undecided, then you can take the aspects of the benefic planets, influence of the benefic planets. And you see, here I would say, Brahma indicates 3 strengths. 4 strengths, I would say. Number 1, Shadvala. Number 2, sign of Bhargottama, exaltation, own sign, Mool Trikona. Moon Trikona will come first. Then third strength, the strength of this position. So try to assess. All the methods are available with you. Try to assess. The method which we use in game is slightly different. Here we use is slightly different. This we have to. So we must see, are we seeing the strength of the ascendant, moon and sun from Gemini purpose or for this purpose? Slight difference will be there. So once it is decided which is stronger, then the planet Kendra to Lagna or moon or sun would give their dasha first. Then the planets which are in opoclum houses, Parfar, they will, and then opoclum. That rule is universally applicable. Now the second thing comes, if first dasha, who is going to give the first dasha? If we are starting from the ascendant, then first dasha could be of ascendant. It is just possible that in ascendant Kendra, there may be more powerful planet than ascendant, but does not matter. Similarly, if we are counting the dasha from sun, then first dasha would be from sun. Yes. And if moon, then is the moon. Because there was a lot of confusion in the, so I have seen. So ultimately this is the, if you find tomorrow any other interpretation, you may change it. So first dasha would be either of ascendant or moon or sun. And if first dasha is of sun, suppose, then the planet which is in Kendra from sun, their dasha would follow. But how to count? Yes, sir. Yes. Now here is another slightly different rule is there. For other planets, suppose from sun, there are 4 planets in Kendra. Whom we will choose? The planet which is most strong? How to decide which planet is the most strong? So here there is a method. Let us here but slightly. Low. Just more. Little bit. Down. This is called dasha kram bala. Dasha order bala. What is this dasha order bala? Middle point of the house, say is 10 degrees. And with that middle point of the house, a planet is sitting, suppose 4 rupa one. And one planet in the same house is of 5 rupa, but away, suppose 10 degrees from the middle point. Then that planet would be considered weak. Yeah. The planet which is more near to the Madhya Bindu of the Bhava would be considered more strong, but it should be in the same side. So, the planet is more than 1500 away from the middle point of the house, its dasha order balance will become negative. Because Parashar clearly says in Parashar Bhavasas, Deeptansha of 15 degrees. We are following here equal house division. That is why in the beginning I have said, if ascending degree is 10 degrees, then every house Madhya Bindu is 10 degrees. So any planet is 25 degrees away, its bala becomes negative. But we have to mathematically calculate it. So sir, little up. No, down.
Sir,
Yeah, little bit down. Yes, here you see, I have just introduced factor K. Factor K, angular distance of the planet from the middle point of the Baba by 15 degrees. Because 15 degree is our, I suppose, his effective bulb will become 0. So what we will do, that whatever Graha Shad-bala is there, we will multiply by this factor, and whose bala would come, and then we fix the earth. In this way, we can go. Here, I have shown 1 degree, 2 degree, 15 degrees. From 15 degrees to 29 degrees, here it is positive, but just to see, the values go on reducing. If from 15 degrees, the graha will become 0, and then it is communication. Here it is the part of it. So in this way, just from this table, you can take the degree, multiply it, find out which planets dasha would come in which order. Now, regarding sub-period, there is this Graha Kram Bala would not be used. The Bala would be used. Now, here is a slight rule. Just see. These methods are all given in Bharat Jatak, Bharat Jatak, chapter 7 and 8. So, from where it has been cut out.
But they are given only calculation of I, the one.
Let us now suppose here is the sun. So first period would be of sun. Any planet for that matter. Because when we are, you see, when we have decided the dasha, major dasha lord, so from every dasha lord we have to see. Now, whenever any planet is sitting with the dasha lord, first antar dasha would be of the major dasha lord. If sun dasha is running, first dasha would be of sun. The second dasha would be the planet sitting with the sun. Suppose two planets are sitting with the sun, then which is the strongest in Shad Bala? Here, Bala, Kam Bala would not be used. Absolute Bala would be. This has to be remembered. In fixing the dasha order of the main dasha, we were using dasha Kram. But here we will use, so second dasha would be with the dasha lord. Suppose dasha lord gives 1 unit. We can say like this, 1 by 1. Then the planet which is sitting with the dasha lord will give half of the period. So we can say 1/2. Then comes the period planet sitting in 5th and 9th houses. 5th and 9th house. 5th and 9th house. They will give 1/3. In 5th house we will see if there are more than one planet, then you take the strongest planet. 1/3. And similarly you see in 9th house.
And then second planet?
It will not give any dasha. If in fifth house more than one planet is sitting, the strongest planet would give dasha, the second planet would not give dasha.
In the Dasha, in Mahadasha Lord, his associate gives up.
Okay, one thing kindly remember, in main dasha, no planet we are removing. All planets are giving, no, all planets are giving the dasha as calculated. But in Antardasha, first dasha would be of dasha lord, second dasha would be of the strongest planet with the dasha lord, the third and fourth dasha would be. Beg your pardon? You ignore it. If suppose three planets are sitting, why to say three planets are sitting with the Lord, only one would contribute, two would be ignored.
He would be the strongest one.
Strongest one, according to Siddha. Now, one third and one third. So this is the Dasha Lord. This is with Dasha Lord. This is fifth and ninth houses. If there is no planet in fifth and ninth, forget. If there is only one planet in fifth house, take it. If suppose there is two planets in fifth house, only one will contribute. Okay. Now comes the seventh house. If there is a planet in seventh house, it would contribute 1 by 7. Seventh house. Again in seventh house, the rule is same. Strongest planet. Plus 1/4 plus 1/4. That is 8th house and 4th house. We will take in the order because it is not mentioned. Suppose 4th and 8th we are taking. If planet in 4th is weak and suppose 8th is strong, who will take first? It is no rule is there. So we will go 4th and 8th because rule is not given.
So in order of the...
In order. I have to try to look in all the books that some rule is given, no rule is given.
So apply our logic.
Or logic, okay, go according to the order given by because Brahmir etc. are very careful. Prashar, Brahmir, all very careful to give the order. Otherwise they will specify. Okay. So maximum Antardasha can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maximum 7. And minimum 1. You see, Dasha Lord sitting alone and there is no planet with the Dasha Lord. There is no planet in 7th house, 5th, 9th and 4th. And this is the equation. This is the equation you have to work out. So with this equation, suppose you take like this. 1, 2 and say 4. 3 planets are there. So take it like this. 4 Guni 4, 2 plus 1. 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. So Dasha Lord would give the total period 4 by 7. Second planet would give 2 by 7, 1 by 7. In this way, the Dashas are to be calculated. Clear, sir? So now you have calculated the Dasha period, you have calculated the Antardasha period. I think I have everything I try to be very specific in this. Everybody has a paper. Now let us try to analyze some Antardasha and how to see the results very clear. Sir, you give the horoscopes here. Why not go give to ये हो रहा जी के बोल माई horoscope. Now, one thing I tell you, what you require in calculating this, you require a birth chart, you required a Navamsa chart, you required a discount chart. These three charts you require. Number one. You require the longitude of ascendants and all the planets. Then you require the Bhavbala of the Lagna and the planets. And then you require another good thing. What is the distance of the planet from the Madhya Bindu? Shadbala, yes. That is the basis. If you don't know Shadbala, you can't. You see, this is the reason. Shadbala was very cumbersome. People have not used it. And now in computer age, it is no problem. So that is why you see on this page 10, I have specifically mentioned, first you take a horoscope, when you calculate, you write longitude, you write Shadbala, and you write this. This would help. Then you, now, in this horoscope, the total period came 59 years, 2 months, 28 days. This is my horoscope. Second cycle has started. If that dictum is true, then I must have that. So this is not a Ayurveda. This is not a longevity dasha. This is a giving you some very critical and good information. What I will try to show you, I will try to interlink it with this dasha period and dasha period with Bilshotri. Now, let us take, because I have calculated, the paper is with you, Mars dasha is running. In this horoscope you can see, Mars dasha is running from 1964 to 1984. हाँ? हाँ, वही बोल रहा हूँ. So that you can assess. Mars dasha was running from 1964 to 1984. Because it is retrograde, so dasha period has become 3 times. It is a very long period.
There is no answer.
Mars is here, retrograde, sitting with Rahu. It is the 8th lord.
Yeah.
Huh? अब just see the Bilshotri dasha. In this period, huh? Put the Bilshotri dasha. In this period, you just see Bilshotri dasha of Jupiter and Saturn is operating. Jupiter and Saturn are in exchange. There is a reason. Yeah, just see. Jupiter has a niche bhanga, and Mars is on the other hand, Mars is retrograde. How these two dashas are to be, 2 times are to be interlinked. As soon as Mars dasha started, I will come. What happened? I resigned my government job. I joined a private as an engineer. I started developing blood pressure. Yes, sir. Please. No, dasha only. I was just discussing Mars as whole.
Yeah. Mars dasha
As whole.
That is 1942 and 1949 period.
No, from 94 to 84.
I am asking him.
Here,
If parallel of these things,
Yes.
we can understand the no?
Yes. Yes, yes. You just see. Jupiter period. Now, just to see, the job conditions were difficult, challenging. Mars is sitting in the 3rd house. I have to do a lot of traveling also. I have developed blood pressure also. There are a lot of politics in the office. My father died in 1973, leaving behind 5 sisters and brothers to be married. My mother had a paralysis attack in 1977. My mother died in 1979. I could marry all my brothers and sisters during Mars Dasha. Then one of brother's wife died in 81. My wife's elder brother died in 82. And there are no end, no problem. This is the mark. But on the other hand, Venus, just see, Jupiter and Saturn were operating. On the other hand, they were sustaining me. They were sustaining me in spite of Mars Dasha. So Mars has given all the problems. There was my father died, my grandmother died. There are 4 major deaths in the family. I have to marry 5 sisters and daughters. They were all married. Why? Because they are all married. It is Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. They were helping me on the other hand. But all problems were coming from on account of Mars Dasha.
In Amsa Ayur.
Yeah, Amsa Ayur. So in this way, you see, Karma Phala was coming.
Yeah.
It is giving me difficulties and challenges. You see, Bakri Graha, when operating, it gives you challenges, it gives you difficulties and problems, and gives you the capability, chesta, to fight it out. You are never able to fully solve them. So, if Amsa Ayur Dasha and this Phalak Dasha you combine together, you get a very good picture.
That was Jupiter, Mars, and Market. So
Yes. Okay. I will show you one more horoscope. Date of birth is changed for I will show you here another. I have calculated the period, so with the help of the period, I will.
Which is this factor is correct?
Huh?
Which factor is correct?
Yeah, this is correct. Sir.
75, 22? No?
No.
Kanpur,
Ah.
Kanpur, India. 85. No.
Yeah.
85, yes. So put double shoti research. It is very interesting. Just if we are not correlating this dasha with other Philip dashas, we will not be able to understand the
Can you work out for this?
this also, that's one. Now here you see, this gentleman is running Venus dasha.
Yeah.
Venus is, as you see, is sitting and making a good Raj Yoga.
Yeah.
So what has happened? From Venus dasha, he has started progressing. He is progressing. His work is increasing. But let us see which answer the dasha is operating. You see, moon period is operating from 33 years to 47 years. Moon period.
Ganesh.
33 years to 47 years. What is happening now? Moon is sitting in the 6th house. It is Bhargavata. So what is the moon? It is in the 6th house. So moon is trying to put him to a lot of pressure, mental pressure, work pressure,
Related to service. Yeah.
related to work.
Service.
And secondly, it is also creating the problem of finances. You see, here Venus is the work is in, you see, business is running in profits.
Every year profits are increasing, but fluidity is not good.
Yeah.
OD problem is not going,
Yeah.
and he has to be very difficult situation in the office. He has to work, do the hard work. You see, Jupiter does not give that real. Another thing after Jupiter, after Venus Dasha, you find here the Dashas will Sun, Moon, and Mars would run. They are all difficult Dashas. But here you see, Jupiter Dasha would start from the age of 57 years. So what does it indicate? At that time, he will have a comfortable office situation, but there will be a lot of domestic costs. At present, he is establishing his business, but he has a finance problem. So in this way, when you correlate both the things, I think you get a better picture, which you cannot get from any other side. So this is how I have presented this paper. I could not give you more examples because it is not available, otherwise we can correlate. And this idea did not come to me. Then from there we can correlate like this, otherwise I would have brought. Because after presenting this paper, I have got at least 4, 5, 6 examples, and all has been good. I have been.
I know everything.
आपको देता हूँ आपके
Because I have got few examples about 16 years ago.
I will
So, it will
just,
interest me.
I just request